Bravo. Bravo indeed. Oh no, please don't stop on my account. I was rather enjoying myself. Your voice is like nothing I've heard in centuries, as soft and as rich as the deepening twilight. Forgive you for what, darling? Didn't I just say I was enjoying myself? What could you possibly have done to offend me? What fool could mistake your voice for noise? Clearly, they have no taste. Besides, even if the rules do say that slaves should be silent, am I not the prince, the lord of the abyss himself? The infernal mountains themselves would crumble if I told them so. So if I say that you may sing, then you shall. In fact, I say it should be a crime for anyone to silence you. Hmm, I haven't seen you around before. Surely I would have remembered a lovely little thing like you. When did you... Ah, wait, that's right. Asvedar told me we'd gotten a new shipment the other day. You must be one of them. Who are you, my dear? What is your name? Such a timid little thing. Look at you, trembling like a flame in the wind. Don't be afraid, darling. I don't intend to harm you. You've done nothing to warrant any kind of punishment, let alone one as harsh as my hellfire. Or do you think I go around incinerating my slaves just for the fun of it? Of course not. It would be awfully inconvenient to have to keep restocking my staff every other week. While it's good to see that you know your place, I can hardly hear you when you're kneeling like that. Your head is bent so far it's practically touching the ground. Stand up. That's right, my little songbird. On your feet. Your infernal prince commands it. That's better. Now, all that's left is to take that chin and tilt it up to meet my gaze. By Beelzebub's wings, a face as exquisite as your voice? Are you a siren, then? At least partially one, given your talents. Human, really. Intriguing. Where did you come from, my dear? How did you come to be here, in my palace? I see. So you were stolen from the mortal realm during a raid. The slavers brought you here to Silsaran and sold you to the palace. What do you do here? Ah, but if you usually work in the kitchens, what are you doing out here on the terrace? Ah, of course, hence the scrub brush and the bucket of soapy water. This isn't one of your regular chores, then. In that case, I suppose I'm quite fortunate that I chose this time and place to take a break. Oh, long enough. 3 or 4 songs, perhaps? Look at those cheeks, glowing like burning coals. They're even warm to the touch. Just when I thought you couldn't get any more radiant, you are making it even harder and harder for me to keep my composure. Hmm? I heard that little gasp. What's the matter, darling? Does my touch burn you? I've been told it's like a brush with an open flame. Or is it perhaps the feel of my obsidian claws, as sharp as a razor? Don't be afraid, darling. True, they could easily slice through anything, be it metal, rock, or bone. But as I've said, you have nothing to fear from me. Or, if it's none of that, then perhaps it's just the honor of having the Prince of the Abyss himself caress you. Is that it? Hmm? My favorite of your songs? You'd really ask me to choose between them. Well, I quite enjoyed the Ballad of the Dryad and her lover, the water nymph. If only he had lived. Fate is an unforgiving harlot, but at least the Dryad was granted the mercy of staying beside him for all eternity, becoming a tree on the bank of his pond. If I remember correctly, it was called a weeping willow. Is that right? Yes, beautiful indeed. Your mortal stories are quite different from ours. Our abyssal tales are largely about conquests, subjugating the weak, teaching mortals of their place. It's refreshing to hear a story that isn't about a battle or a war. However, to answer your question, I think my favorite one was the one about the maiden and the owlbear. The way she took pity on the poor creature, setting her own fear aside in order to pluck the thorn from its paw. I admit, it was somewhat cliché that the creature ended up being a prince in disguise, but even a demon like myself can appreciate a happy ending. Her kindness reminds me of you. You're humble on top of everything else. A voice more alluring than a siren, beauty to rival Lilith herself, and a tenderness that withstood even the cruelest blows of fate. And yet, you slave away in the kitchens. Well now, that won't do, will it? Oh no, my little bird. Put that brush down. You won't be scrubbing anything else today. Or ever again, in fact. You, take my little bird to the East Wing. Give them a room of their own, some new clothes, and full access to the baths. They are to have all the privileges of the harem afforded to them, and if anyone dares to argue, let them be flogged. That's right, my dear. You are no longer a mere kitchen slave. As of now, you are part of my harem. Never again will these beautiful hands be split and chapped from harsh soap and scrubbing. Instead, you'll spend your days reclining on silken couches. You'll be given fresh food, warm baths, private gardens to walk in. You can sing to your heart's content without fear, and your only task will be to serve me however I deem fit. Oh, yes. Rest assured, I will definitely have you sing for me. However, your voice is hardly the only alluring thing about you, darling. Your singing is beautiful, but so is the rest of you. If you continue to please me, you may even receive the ultimate honor. Yes, that's right. Imagine a mere human, a former kitchen slave, getting to share the bed of Prince Bormaz himself. There's that humanity once again. Please don't think yourself untrustworthy, my dear. My word is law, after all. And I say you are as worthy as even the highest nobles of Silsaron. What? Oh, my darling. Still with that endearing shyness. Come now. You wouldn't seriously think of going back to the kitchens. Not when I've offered you the world, all in an instant. You must simply be overwhelmed with your good fortune. Yes, that must be it. Well, I assure you, it's not some sort of cruel trick. It's real. You get to be mine. You truly get to be mine. Now, run along and get yourself washed up. Make sure you keep yourself presentable. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to restrain myself. Until we meet again, my little songbird. Hello everyone, it's Prince Kairo here, and I just wanted to thank you all for listening to another one of my audios. I know by now most of you are actually about to click off, but I do want to say something before you all do that. Thank you. And I know that that's what this part of the video is for, but no, truly, like, thank you for even being here and hearing this message. It truly does mean the world to me. I feel that sometimes when I give thanks, it seems like a formality rather than a truly meaningful thank you. So, thank you all so much for listening to all my audios. It means the world to me. I just recently got a community guideline strike, which kept me from uploading for a while. I really wasn't able to do anything with my channel, and it's a shame I wasn't even able to update you guys and let you all know what was happening. The only people who knew anything were those over on Patreon, and that's like not even like a Patreon plug or anything. Like, that's the only place that I had the ability to reach out to my community, because I hadn't made the attempt, truly speaking, outside of my YouTube to make sure that my community had a place to reach me, and that's entirely my fault. To that, I have also opened up a Ko-fi page for anybody wanting to donate to me, and don't feel pressured to do anything like that. That's completely just like voluntary, you know, for anybody who absolutely wants to. I mean, I'm super grateful to everybody out there, even you watching my videos, you know, helping me on the algorithm, leaving the likes and the comments and all that stuff and the shares and all that. That helps me out tremendously. So don't ever feel pressure to contribute financially if, you know, it's not something you're truly 100% set on doing. And yeah, it's just another way to support me and support the channel, since there won't be, well, any YouTube monetization coming anytime soon. So I figure I'd, you know, open that up as an avenue so I'm able to, of course, continue to support myself and the channel, and of course, continue making the great content for you guys. Be sure to check out all my socials in the pinned comment below, and yeah, this has been pretty wordy, so I'm going to thank you all so much for listening. A special thank you goes out to all of my patrons, especially my precious pets over there: Jingliu Owo, Toka, With His Face by Austin, Michelle, Nikki Pele, T. Briscoe, and Ghost. Thank you all so much for listening. I have been Prince Kairo, and remember that your prince loves you all.